with Bigetron, they still want to go the flexible route. Still, a lot of hidden factors right here, and picking out the Valentina means that there are ultimates available. If they want to play that sustainable mid lane style, the Domineer's Descent can be stolen with IMU. He can steal the Minion Fury as well to allow his team a bit more crowd control in the massive team fight. But it does seem like Team Liquid are really expecting a full-on dive composition, and if that's the case, then the marksmans that Bigetron should be looking for might be something like a Claude, might be something, I don't know, might be something like a Harith, can still fit into the composition, but on the off chance that Team Liquid goes with that route and ban away the gold laners, Bigetron can very easily pivot the Roger into the gold lane and go for something like an assassin and catch Team Liquid completely off guard.
For sure, there's a lot of flexibility coming in from Bigetron Alpha's draft. Meanwhile though, for TLID, it's pretty straightforward, so the banning is going to be easier for Coach Theo Nail. Right away, Gugun losing his option in that Julian. He actually played quite well yesterday with this hero, stealing some retribution away from Kai. But now, what's going to be the option here for TLID?
I think if we look at it here, it's kind of tough, like you mentioned, right? I mean, they can go for the gold lane bans, but the Roger can obviously be flexed. They can go for the roam bans or the XP bans, but the Ruby, that's why it actually creates a big problem, I would say, in the draft itself. Ooh. Meanwhile, for Bigetron, they definitely have an easier way to start banning away, the specific roles here, because the Zask, Minotaur, and the Moskov pickup for TLID means that there is no possible flex. We have seen the Zask actually in the gold lane a couple of times, but with the Moskov pick here, hey, I don't think we're going to be seeing that flexed anytime soon.
Moskov mid.
The Moskov mid.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
What do you mean?
Hey, good clear? I don't know.
A bit too vulnerable, I would say, but with the Hayabusa ban here, seems like Team Liquid not really they're kind of going both ways. They ban away one gold laner and one jungler. It's like they're just sure that Bigetron can still flex this any way they want, so they want to just remove the strong picks. The picks with a lot of survivability, by the way, with the invulnerability of the Ogi Shadow Kill and the shielding that the Harith naturally has. With the Teresa picked up, for the side of Bigetron, there are two really good ways of starting a big fight, but it's still an all-in.
And now after the XP picked for Coach Theo Nail, the Roger, I think it could be played in the jungle way better than before, because you already have two setups here to properly enable the Roger so that Super can go ham onto the, towards the preferred target, especially Kabuki. Meanwhile, the two last picks from Team Liquid ID are going to be Nolan, I believe, and Baran. So very, very tanky XP laner battle here from Super Luke and also Aran. Not really the hero that we usually see from Aran, I gotta say.
Yeah, for Aran, usually we see him on the carries, the Bakito, the Benedettas. I think sometimes even the Arlet, but we have seen him actually try to transition over to a lot of the utility picks, and if you look at the composition, they are trying to set up for Gugun, and that was one of our major concerns from yesterday's performance. They weren't able to play around Gugun yesterday, they weren't able to set up for Gugun, and this time, they have the composition to do it, at least, right? So for Bigetron Alpha, do they want to play towards the gold lane now, after seeing what TLID's drafts are?
I think if they go for something a bit more durable, it's going to be a bit troublesome for King Gugun right here. It's going to be a Mathilda, hang on. So Roger in the gold lane, in a sense, it's almost like a similar situation. They have a Nolan, but there aren't really a lot of vulnerable heroes that can be targeted easily from the side of Bigetron. With the addition of that Mathilda as the last pick right here, Team Liquid, I feel like they're going to be struggling to get an engage, right? They might be really forced to engage using a Daytona's Welcome Flicker combo right here. That is not ideal. When your only engage tool is a long cooldown, less mobile ultimate, it needs to be supplemented with a battle spell. Bigetron can take full control, be aggressive, and just use that maneuverability to completely outmaneuver Team Liquid in fights and in rotations altogether.
A lot of setups, a lot of heal as well for Supercan, so they're gonna play through him, but Eman on the Ruby though, this is a huge question mark. I do not think I've seen this before, I believe.
What?
Eman Ruby?
No, we haven't seen Eman on the Ruby, but it is Ruby Gold, not Roger Gold. It's Roger Jungle.
Right now, we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. The battle of cavalries versus the robots. It is Team Liquid ID versus Bigetron Alpha.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
Let's see it, man. Ruby Gold for Eman. The man noted as the most intelligent gold laner, usually with sublime itemization choices here. And with him on the Ruby, I really wonder if we're going to see a different style from him on. Maybe just clear out the waves, play around the neutral objectives, and maybe it's the same strat. They just want to match TLID, saying that they're better at those neutral objective battles.
I wonder what the idea is for Key, though. Trying to be aggressive on this Matilda. Getting punished, though.
Just a bit. Moreno walking back up, getting the Terrified down, and picking up the guiding win, too. And in the end, I don't know who you would give that trade over to, because Key did lose more HP, but Richie was punished more compared to Moreno.
Already some movement coming in from Super. Look, trying to secure that Lethal Wanderer. So you can see the synergy right away in terms of like taking the jungle camps outside of the the individual movement coming in from Super Luke. Let's see what's gonna happen. In the he lane mostly is gonna be passive, but Key taking a lot of heat from King Gugun right away.
Bottom lane though, Amon very, very aggressively placed down. Key doesn't have the guiding win. Amon still has the flicker, but decides to wait on it. Wow. The composure to not flicker in a position like that.
That's aggressive play coming from Team Liquid. And they know that this is, I think, their plan from the beginning. Because looking at the emblems by GamesMax, Kabuki went for that Master Assassin in the gold lane. He's fully expecting to try and match out against his fighter. And technically, Moskov is one of those gold laners that kind of has a good time going 1v1 against a fighter, just due to all the outplay tools, the repositioning from the Abyss Walker and the Spear of Misery that can kind of help you with the kite back. But look at this turtle take by Bigetron, though, very decisive. Is it too early, though?
Low focus here, Moreno. Gugun walks up. Superken gonna be chunked down. Now Retribution. Superken wins it out of the penalty zone earlier now. Now it's a first blood over. Gugun picking up the kill, but Super Luke returning the favor. Moreno getting chopped down. That's a big over. Aran knocked up, and Moreno goes for the Terrify. Luke still swinging that hammer. 1-1, but the neutral objective goes to the Red Robots.
A really good decision from Luke. Even though he's not level 4 just yet, he knows that he's gonna be in time. That level 4 is gonna hit when the turtle is about to get taken down, and right away use that to gain some advantage towards that neutral objective. Aran was a little bit late on that fight. Meanwhile though, looking at the talent prediction, so 2-0, all of us predicted BTR is gonna win.
A rare moment of unity for the English desk right here. It's usually quite divisive, I must say. Looking at Bigetron, I feel like they're still the ones in control for the most part. You can see that Richie, even though he's on this survivable, this aggressive mid laner, with the help of Yaoi, they haven't really been roaming as fast as the members of Bigetron. Key has been all around the map, finding information, finding ways to be annoying. I think Gugun, slowly but surely feeling a bit of the pressure, always getting spotted out, but he is still, I think, doing a better job clearing here. Superken actually reaching level 7 first, so both junglers making sure that they do have the resources if they want to go for the neutral objective, but really no real moves towards swinging one of the side lanes in favor of one side just yet.
Oh, the first! Still a good circling eagle from Key to actually escape there. That lethal ignition doing work.
Gotta watch out for Gugun, man. Now he has the 100 strikes, so that damage is gonna be further enhanced with the penetration as well. Key, gotta watch out, even though he has that mechanic to be able to get away, that shield to be able to kind of leverage some damage to him. It's still going to be dangerous. Meanwhile, though, looking at the item Arashi, Windtalker first item for Roger.
Windtalker gives you a lot better clear speed, allows you to be a bit more versatile in your approach in team fights as well. I think we've seen it again and again before. And now, it's so funny to see both junglers kind of waiting around near the litho, near the neutral objective, because they both clear so fast. Now they're both preparing to go for the turtle, and of course Kabuki can join in though. That's the big, massive factor right here.
Good screening by Key here, just marching over to King Gugun. There, Superken goes for the turtle, finds it there, despite the Minions Fury used up by Yaoi. Key's still able to escape. Now a penalty zone into midst, but Moreno gonna be chunked down and taken out, but so does the Barats. Aran falls, the Dominators Ascend still marching on these HP bars, like in Pounce over to the back. Now with the fracture, Super Luke able to evade, gets out with the flicker. Richie flickers as well. Superken a level ahead will try to utilize this maneuverability to actually go for the seal, but I believe Gugun was still able to take that away. Now onto the mid lane turret, and still for Bigetron, it's a win.
Yeah, keys to victory, Rashi. Don't be tunnel vision. I feel like the decision was there just to get the purple buff for King Gugun just like that, because like if you contest and fail at that, the consequences gotta be huge. And they went for it right away. Now they're down about 1k gold lead.
I think it's the part of the plan to just go for the neutral objective and use the Minotaur, but Bigetron are playing this beautifully, man, using the Minion's Fury, stolen by Moreno, to really match the crowd control potential and allow SuperKen to, for the most part, have a better time right here, because for Team Liquid, they gotta be concerned about that circling eagle, they gotta be concerned about that penalty zone as well. Whereas for SuperKen, that Daytona's welcome, you can see it coming from a mile away, man. It's so simple. And the way Bigetron Alpha is playing this is almost reminiscent to the old meta, the 1-3-1 meta, because you essentially have two fighters on both sides, they're pressuring, and that allows the Roger to have so many more opportunities. But look at the top side though.
Around with a big miss. That was well played still by SuperKen though, because I think even if it connects, SuperKen now chasing the Dino down. The Lycan is better than the Dino. SuperKen up top in a 2v1, no problem.
SuperKen said, invest on this, man. Beautiful outplay of fading that ultimate from Aran. That 2v1 gonna come in handy well though.
Yawi brought back the Minion's Fury, able to find all of them there as he gets out with a motivation roar. The Dominators are set, the battle of the Johnnies just lasering each other down, but Aman is there to help to make it a 2v1, and Richie, he can't handle the pressure of his own Dominator's descent.
Immediately Team Liquid back away, but I think they came out on top right there. I believe King Gugun was still able to get this purple buff, but the turtle immediately goes to Bigetron. Everything they do is planned out, man. The way they're rotating around right here, even now potentially catching Kabuki off guard.
Okay.
Oh no.
Able to use the SOD. Moreno comes in with a Terrify. Good Purify out from Kabuki, and Bigetron just trying to suffocate them.
Almost looking at the deja vu right there. Kabuki with the Spear of Destruction finally connecting and gets away from the danger. But so far, Rashi, the neutral objective battle for Bigetron Alpha has been phenomenal. They always set up way earlier, like 5 seconds earlier than TLID. That's why they've been ahead, 2.7k gold lead.
I think it's a lot earlier than just 5 seconds, Shevin, but Iman finishes the Sea Halberd as well. So great respect. You were talking about intelligent itemization, Mirko. Goes for the healing reduction against the Minotaur, against the Kabuki on the Moskov as well. A lot of ways to cut down on the sustain here, and Aman makes a play once more.
Good, I'm offended over to Aran there. Goes for the missiles, circling Eagle. Over to the top as well, but he gets down now. Super loop with a penalty zone. But Yawi with a great re-engage. No! The Barats chomps down over at Super Luke. They still are able to get that kill over. And it's a good trade for Liquid as they defend the tier 1 in the mid lane.
Healing the Flash of the Oasis from Yawi. Beautiful item. And now, they actually get something out of that one, even though the gold lead, it only shrink down about 800 gold lead, but it is a gold swing nonetheless.
With King Gugun picking up the Heptaseas now, more burst potential, but the question remains on who? Who exactly is going to be looking for in the midst of these chaotic fights? Especially because the main jungler, the main carry from the side of Bigetron, it's going to be that Roger. And SuperKen has been amazing with the positioning. I don't think I've seen him getting grazed by a lot of card control tools just yet. Bigetron seems to be very intent on taking down this mid tower to really open up the map, open up the jungle for invades as well. But Team Liquid are consolidating on it. They're able to actually save this turret, but they're doing it at a cost of keeping everyone in the mid lane, allowing Bigetron to increase the gold gap just by farming.
How do you deal with this? Kabuki, you have limited range, and against this kind of CC, it's really hard for you to pop up or even go front to back and welcome Richie in danger.
Great Terrify there as the Bronze goes over to Tepson's welcome, but it's only going to be onto Super Key. He's still going to be taken down there, despite the healing. Ken jumps with like and pounce. Great, I'm offended to lock that Dino down. Aran taken out, Spear of Destruction to the back. Kabuki still dealing some damage. A good flicker from Moreno to disengage. Losing a roamer there for the XP. Eman in the 2v1. Look at that healing from Eman. On the marksman, he's great. On the fighter, he's an absolute menace too.
It's not just the marksman. SPTR Alpha gets the Lord without any kind of contest whatsoever. Up 3k gold lead, and they have all the room in the world to take this mid turret finally. After a few tries, 3 tries, trying to force that one.
Ruby gold lane, man, absolutely menacing. The itemization choice as well, man. He went for that War Axe, knowing that he has a bit of protection. He can be aggressive, and he went for the Sea Halberd immediately. So double the healing, and of course the basic attacks in between the cast of the Donor Wolf King and the slowest from the Ruby actually does a lot of damage, and I think Team Liquid needs to kind of respect that as well. They can't really leave him to his own devices, because he will eventually do a lot of damage, especially against the frontline members like Aran, like Yawi. I think they gotta make sure that they calculate the damage properly, because otherwise, Their opponent just getting picked off before they even know it.
Again, the Circling Eagle forcing out the Detona's welcome, and just like that, they deny the pickoff potential of the Dino Iman! With I'm offended now, no Detona's welcome, no anti-CC. Aran's is gonna be chunked down under the base turret. Going one tick in, Aran gets the motivation roar to heal up at least to survive. But Bigetron still have a big Lord that's marching up top.
Lord marching in the middle though. The passive is already gone as well. BTR Alpha is looking to force this one.
Oh, Circling Eagle, Luke. Oh, his own flicker zoning them in the back line. It's been his fury. Doesn't connect to anyone. Like can pounce Yaoi. Taken down to give Superken his unstoppable stats. Even with the Dominator's descent, that big HP bar that's so menacing isn't so menacing now. And Mosh trying to tank up the base turret shots for Superken to siege it down. But it's a bit of miscommunication there. Still, for Bigetron, they'll play it clean. They'll back away and play with another wave in the mid lane. Gogun, 2 levels down. Another I'm offended. Aran Dominator's descent, trying to go for Super Key, who's flying around, but Ken just demolishes him. Now maneuvering up top, Kabuki decides to Abyss Walker forward. And Super Ken's just standing there taking the damage, getting pinned to the wall, but he doesn't care. Not while Key can keep healing him.
This good play coming in.
Oh,
man!
Shot by Gogun.
That's just oversight from Bigetron Alpha, man. Playing it aggressive. They've been able to get the best out of Team Liquid again and again, especially Key on the Mathilda. I feel like the aggressive pressure of this Mathilda has been severely underrated. The fact that the Circling Eagle is forcing out so many different ultimates and it's off cooldown so fast due to the Jetta Talisman, due to the Flash of the Oasis. Key is just spamming it again and again, and Team Liquid can't really match the skill usage here, and so they're falling behind. Even earlier, actually landing the Circling Eagle onto Yaoi, who was trying to go for a Minion Fury. Super Luke now with the Winter Crown. Look at his items, man. War Axe, Queen's Wings, instantly to the Winter Crown. He doesn't care about taking in damage. He wants to be aggressive, he wants to sustain back up, and then he wants to waste your time by just going invulnerable.
That's the TikTok item, man. When you want to make an outplay, you want to make an outplay, use the spell flames. Yeah. And right now, Bigetron Alpha, as systematic as ever, never forcing the issue. Now they're up with 6k gold lead after a few attempts. Now, Kabuki though, still on the other side of the map. I don't know about this.
Circling Eagle over to Gogun, knocking him up, but it's all just to buy time. It's all a diversion for Superken to solo the Enhanced Lord. And I would say for Kabuki, it's okay. At this point, they can't go for the contest, so what he can go for is a mirror play in the bottom lane to try to get some turrets, and that he did. He was able to get 2.
Moskov pushing on the side lanes, definitely doing it a lot faster due to the attack speed buff that you get from the Abyss Walker. 2 turrets for the sake of the Lord, though. I think it's still very much worth it. Gold advantage at 6k for Bigetron, but they're gonna equalize on the 2 base turrets, most likely right here. Beyond that, though, they're gonna be forced to fight into a Zask, into a Minotaur, into the Daytona's Welcome. So you have to be a bit more careful, a bit more calculative with how they want to approach these fights. That's the damage coming towards Luke, though, because he didn't go for any physical defense. He is just all sustain and invulnerability, man.
Yeah, and just heals right back up with a single lane from the Spell Femps, courtesy of the War Axe and also the Queen's Wings. Meanwhile, Key kind of looking for one more set here with the Circling Eagle.
Zoning him away, just trying to isolate these base turrets, and that they were able to do. Just in the mid lane, though, as the Lord will be dealt with. Kabuki on it, Aran trying to hold it from getting into that base vicinity. Kabuki with the Abyss Walker forward, and the Purify. Good with the nature to bait it out. Superken gonna be baited with the Lycan pounce there. Luke, low. TLID still standing, and Bigetron Alpha struggling to end.
Well, it was sassy Abyss Walker to the front by Kabuki, but the intent was to bait out some of the resource of BTR. It worked out, but didn't really get anything done just like that. Now, BTR is looking once again to force down on towards the bottom lane.
Oh, another Circling Eagle hovering over Aran as a Winter Crown by Luke, forced to flicker back. And this time, Bigetron Alpha, they will have to play systematically again, the discipline route.
This is reminiscent from the old Team Liquid days when they were under a different name, when they were able to just bring the game somehow to the late game and find ways to kind of make an advantage here. Before we get into that, though, Game Factor by our new application GoPay.
Yep, in MPL AD Season 13, Mathilda was the hero with the highest ban rate with 144 bans and a ban rate of 67% win rate, and Key is responsible for a lot of that, man. Oh no!
Aran, all alone! You can probably hear Ranger Master say, "What are you doing, Aran?" Because you're definitely way too overextended, even as a frontliner.
And the Winter Crown that was very unnecessary. There is no way, ain't no way you're escaping from that.
Bigetron
Alpha.
immediately. They collapse towards the base, but there are no waves available just yet. There is a man advantage, but it's only for 20 seconds. Are you going to try and force a fight here with the next wave coming in? Bigetron, what is the move?
Seems they want to try to force it. Guggen jumps forward. Moreno displacing himself. Yaoi not able to find a Minus Fury. There's a big penalty zone. Catches them. Now with Minus Fury and the flicker backwards. Yaoi going to fall still. Just Moreno with the back diving in. Guggen will be slayed under the base. No good Spear of Victory. The base wide open, but they can't go for it. Okay. What was that? Jumping to his demise. Not playing around it again. Superkin will take the base through in the bottom lane. The runners respawn back in. No waves to play with him, man. Flickering forward, unable to find Imafin, not just yet. The Strictly eager to knock Richie up now. A super loop will be munched down upon. Ken doing so much damage, picking up the legendary, and finally, they'll go for the base. That's a winner crown into a penalty zone to knock Richie down.
Game number 1. Bigetron Alpha takes that one. Team Liquid ID, a lot of mistakes, man. A lot of things to note. Iran, even Kabuki. Over and over again, the Abyss Walker to the front, or maybe I believe there was a Spirit Destruction?
Spirit Destruction.
Yeah, towards the middle of the robots, like 4 people surrounding him.
A Roger, a Terizla.
I don't know about that one, man. It might be a desperate play, an attempt at some kind of mind game, but it definitely did not pay off. Bigetron Alpha were absolutely prepared for it. They pounce on him, they dogpile on him, and he could not do anything about it. A good mix of physical and magical damage as well. Bigetron Alpha, once they did that, even though they were losing a member, they still had Super Ken up and healthy, and he was able to do a lot of damage there in the back and forth, proccing that true damage.